He is a brother, a father, a husband, a villain, a comedian. He's in the shadow of illumination. He is Gru. Who would have imagined that this guy was going to create one of the most famous memes known to mankind, and that he would perhaps be one of the best dancers in history? So I rewatched Despicable Me, and I see why Despicable Me was always in my top 10 favorite animated movies. Who wouldn't love this movie? Imagine you're coming home from school or work or had a hard day. Wouldn't you want to see this funny guy trying to be a great villain and fail? And perhaps most importantly, to know what are these yellow creatures with him and where do they come from? Despicable Me makes up the iconic squad for Illumination along with Minions, Lorax, and Sing. Who would imagine that watching Despicable Me back in 2010, that these little minions would forever be the mascot of Illumination? Like the movie started with this guy. So he was walking and smiling, but then he spotted a prey that he just had to hunt.
Spike!
You know what I'm saying? That's tough.
This is what happened when Gru makes his first victim. Another victims.
As we saw, the movie started by showing Gru doing his devious tactic to get what he wants, which I really love, you know. You don't often see this. Most of the time, animated shows, it's always showing the good guy's perspective, but Despicable Me was a little different. It's the villain perspective. So someone knocked on his door, and I don't know what type of enemy Gru has to be having his mace ready, but I guess you're a villain, so you always have to be ready. Anyways, these girls will later play a major role in Gru's villainous plan. These girls won't just be cookie girls, they'll be part of Gru's life. Keep these girls in mind.
That's a surprise tool that can help us later.
After hearing about a guy who stole the pyramid, Gru had to stand on business. He summoned his trusty assistants, which we call minions. No discussion of Despicable Me could be had without the minions. These creatures are proof that if you combine bananas, screaming, and complete stupidity, you can create billion-dollar entertainment. Yet, such stupidity we human loves, like they literally have a movie about them. Very fascinating. These minions are odd creatures. Nobody knows what species they are. They speak a language that sounds like English, Spanish, Italian, baby talk, and gibberish combined together. They have no jobs outside of assisting with crimes, and also they are stupid. Now, if you're watching this for the first time, most would assume that they were created in a lab by Gru to assist him in his crime. But as we know, in 2026, yeah, that's not the case.
Wait! I haven't told you what it is yet.
As I said, these minions are stupid. One must wonder how Gru sleep at night. Like, can you imagine you have dozens of yellow creatures that like to commit evil in your basement and they're nigh indestructible? I guess that's what makes Gru a one of a kind.
We are going to steal. Pause for effect.
Yeah, as I said, Gru is a special kind of villain. Most villains in movies will say something like, I want to conquer the world. But Gru looked at Earth's natural satellite and thought to himself, yes, that must be mine. This guy, his name is Vector. This is a lesson Gru had to learn. Don't judge the book by its cover. And this big fat guy, his name is Mr. Pickens. He happens to be the daddy of Vector. And since he is Vector's daddy, you know daddy wants his son to succeed. He therefore wants Gru to be gone. And he happens to reject Gru. Now that is because Gru didn't have the weapon, but he nevertheless wants Gru gone.
Younger than you, hungrier than you, younger than you. Like that young fellow out there named Vector. He just stole a pyramid!
Oh yes, and it also happens to be that it was Vector that stole the pyramid.
LOL!
No!
You know, the way he drives a jet, I wish I could drive one of those. That looks fun. It looks scary, but it also looks fun.
Hey, Gru! Try this on for size.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
I hate that guy.
So Gru was not about to take that disrespect, and he wanted round two. He wanted to outsmart Vector, but as we will see, that did not go too well for him.
Fight!
Shoryuken!
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Remember when I said that these little girls were going to be part of Gru's villainous plans? Now the time has come. Gru has received the light of villainy.
You have a face como un burro.
You know, I never knew what that word meant, and I still to this day I don't know what it means. And I'm not even sure how to spell it. Maybe I would find out what it means if I use ChatGPT or some type of AI, but it's not that deep.
Girls.
Yeah, that looks like a creepy smile. If I were any of these kids, I would be afraid. To me, he looked like one of those scientists that would experiment on anything or anyone, which ironically he does, just not him, but his henchman. Oh yeah, about his henchman. This guy is called Dr. Nefario. Let's just say he's the mad scientist of Gru.
As you can see, I have provided everything a child might need.
You know what I'm saying? That's tough.
We're gonna be really happy here. Right? Agnes?
The many problems with this, but we're not even going to address it, man.
Go! And hurry!
What are those?
They are my cousins.
For a big bad villain, you would expect him to know how to lie, but it seems like it was not gifted to him to lie. Anyways, the girl went to Vector and gave him cookie robots. Now this is where I must call out suspicious activities. So Gru is here in the car controlling the cookie robots, right? But then he spawned in with his minions inside of Vector's room. Now the question must be asked, who is controlling the robot? Now some might say maybe there are minions left back at the car, which could be possible since Gru brought in minions and we previously didn't see no minions, but that would just demonstrate minions' fraudulent activities.
But wait! There's more!
How did Vector's security camera not detect him? Remember, previously he was getting easy diff by these cameras and Vector should have been notified. I know I'm nitpicking, but I have to call out suspicious activities. And then he easily got out of Victor's house with no alarm? But hey, cartoon, am I right? Just go with the flow.
Psych!
Okay, my turn.
You know what I'm saying? That's tough.
Now, past this point, we see Gru's character development. He started having fun for the first time with someone who is not just himself. He started becoming more like a loving parent, caring for his adopted children. And it also shows you that even villains have a heart. They just need the right reason for them to change. And we see that with Gru, he is reading bedtime stories for his adopted children.
That's enough to make a grown man cry.
Or, at the very least, he is not treating the girls like dogs. He's actually treating them like humans.
I do the moon. I shrink the moon. I grab the moon. I sit on the toilet. What?
Now then, if you have not been living in a cave, you've been online, you would have seen this meme all over the place. Whether it's people clowning each other, whether it's just for meme, for fun meme, whether it's debate, it's been all over the place. And what is funny, Despicable Me only have 500,000 views.
You know what I'm saying? That's tough.
But we'll take 500 million. It's better than nothing. So in the end, Gru got rejected by the boss because Gru was playing around too much and the boss noticed that he was not serious. But at least in the end, the family came together. The minions in the family came together and they managed to build the rocket for themselves.
That's a surprise tool that can help us later.
So this Dr. Nefario guy did not like the way that Gru was getting too close to the children, so he decided to send them back to the adoption center. But at least Gru had a good time with them, didn't he? And also, like I said, I don't know what that word means, but clearly this lady did not take it too well. After feeling bad for having sent the kids back to the adoption center, Gru continued his mission and he went to space to shrink the moon, finally achieving his dreams. But it so happened that he could possibly make it in time for the kids' dance event. But he was too late, and he noticed that Vector kidnapped the kids. That is when Gru decided to activate his Ultra Instinct. Now, this coward Vector didn't want to stand on business, so he didn't try to run away and Gru tried to chase him. Hold on, is that the pyramid Vector stole? How did no one see this? Did it just happen to spawn there? I'm gonna assume that this is a plot device. If not, it is clear that the cop did not bother to figure out where the pyramid was. And I'm not sure why it is blue, but I guess. Anyways, back to Gru. It so happened that the shrinking effects has limits. So what we saw happen behind the minions will happen to the moon, but except it will happen much quicker, putting in danger Vector and the kids. At last, we see Gru show his fatherly love and save the kids from Vector. Now for me, this movie was a net positive, especially if someone is watching this as a teen. I mean, it has brought a generational meme. How can you not love this movie? And what is more, I don't think any other animated movie have made me laugh as much as Despicable Me. On that note, I'll leave you with this.